But first, almost 1 million people are expected to be living with dementia by the end of the decade. There's a stat for you. Now, Reading's at the forefront of a campaign to help create 20 dementia-friendly communities across the country. This week, youngsters in the town's primary schools are being taught about the issue, and that's why we've got puppets in the studio. Joe Bryant is from Twyford and runs the Hands On company. Hello there, Joe.
Hello.
How are you? All right? Okay, and your puppet, you've got two there, actually.
Yes, I'm working 2 puppets today.
Oh, okay, and which two are you working, by the way?
Well, this is Rosie and her dog Meatball's here. So they're very close, these two, as you can see.
I like meatballs. But I'm sure everybody... Tell me more about what led you to start the company, first and foremost.
Well, I used to be a teacher, and I really believe that if young people feel comfortable in their own lives with social education, then they can learn better. And so I moved away from teaching, and I now run the Hands On company. We use puppetry and drama to create dynamic but really safe workshops where we all have a lot of fun, basically. Yes.
But also, I suppose, dementia is a serious issue. So
yes,
that sort of it's a vehicle for children to understand, especially young children, understanding what potentially it could mean.
Of course, and actually we're running this programme with Year 6, but also with Year 10. So we're looking at 2 different ages, and it's all about alleviating the fear, because people get so frightened about dementia. And if you know what's actually happening to the brain, then with that understanding you can really support people who have it in a much more effective way. And of course children are the place to start, because they have the enthusiasm and they pick things up so quickly.
Yes, and it's amazing how... The puppets take over. We almost forget that there are people behind the puppets.
Well, these are fun because they're all handmade by us, and they take on their own personality. But what we also do is make sure our workshops are really interactive. So, for example, these characters we have here with Josh and Tasha, who are gap year students, the children actually create the characters. We say, what is a typical granddad? What is a typical teenager? And where do the two meet in the middle? When we were doing our research, we found out that the young people, we see this in our programmes all the time, they want to feel valued and they want independence. And when we talk to the older generation we have a workshop called Reminisce. What do they want? They want to feel valued and they want to have that independence. So that's our key focal point of this work.
Actually, yes. The needs, the wants are almost exactly the same. It's just how you express them, I suppose, is different. And it comes with difference because you're older and, in theory, wiser, but certainly got more experience anyway.
Although the teenagers think they're wiser, let's not forget that.
Oh, yes, you never, ever forget that.
We are a lot wiser.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Oh, come on, then. Yeah, because the thing is, I've got a 12-year-old who's training to be a teenager right now, and it's amazing what she knows already.
Good luck for that.
Thank you. I mean, and schools, obviously, so far so good, is that right? Yeah.
Well, it's funded through the Reading Borough Council and actually through West Berks as well. So it's totally free for the schools, and it's part of our job to get into the schools. So we've put a lot of other social education in there, rights, respects, citizenship, it's all linked in with dementia awareness as well. And also the science side, what's happening with the brain. We've got some great activities, haven't we, that we look at doing little activities that your brain really struggles with. Like if you try and put your right foot round in a clockwise direction and do a number 6 in the air with your hand, you just can't do it. And then we look at these silly games and things we play with the children and say, that's how it feels for somebody who has dementia to do an everyday thing like make a cup of tea. And you just see in their faces, they just get it when we say things like that. So although it's fun and games... Yes, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, and we want to make it not scary for them. We want them to see it as more of a normal, everyday thing that they're living with that can be dealt with in quite an easy way. Yeah, so the kids see it as not something that's a taboo anymore, but they just understand it in a more simple, basic term, that they just struggle with certain tasks and could react in a certain sort of way. And we use like drama exercise and we get them to look at illusions and things like that, so they understand the whole sort of basic term of what it might feel like for somebody with dementia.
Yes, especially as it's a gradual process as well. There must be times when it's quite scary because you're suddenly aware that you get a dose of lucidity and then suddenly everything changes. Let's go through the various puppets here, because obviously there's Josh and Tasha. Josh, you're the granddad, as it were.
I am the old man, yes. I've got a gentleman here with me called Arthur, who the kids absolutely love, because he's got massive bulging eyes and he can frighten. some of them, but the majority of them do love him, and he's got a very, very grumbly sort of talking voice. He's a very stereotypical old man. So, hello there, my young lad. It's very different from my old day, you know, that sort of thing. So he's a really, really fun character just for the kids to sort of base their stereotypes about, really.
Yes. I can understand the old grumpiness there. All I'll say, Josh, it does come to you. I don't know when it will come to you, but it really does. And Tasha, you've got the young teenager who knows everything.
Yeah, she's just like, whatever, go away.
She's got her headphones on.
She's got her headphones on. She likes
listening
listening to her music.
Yes. I'm sure it's very nice as well. What's she listening to, do you think?
She likes listening to dubstep.
Oh, of course.
Well, when we ask the kids what the kind of things they want to say, they'll say things like YOLO, whatever. So she doesn't say much. She's more listening to her music, and then has certain catchphrases that maybe the kids can relate to as being a teenager as such.
So what we're doing is we're looking at typical stereotypes, because often when people have dementia they act unpredictably, and that can be quite frightening for children. And it's important that we say, you were saying about how it happens over a period of time, and what we don't want to happen is for anybody to go out of our session and think, oh no, my mum's going to have dementia, or my grandparent. So it's just looking at actually their stereotypical behaviour. Sometimes we're grumpy, sometimes we've had a bad day, and we may come to a situation with a backstory, and it's important that children just recognise and they don't take things on face value.
And tell me about your characters. How do they work within the sort of framework of everything?
Well, we have these role plays where we're like storytellers.
Yes.
So Rosie here talks about how she needs the active support from the people around her. So she wants to live in her own home. And of course, Meatball's here, who's very well behaved, as you can tell. I wouldn't normally bring a dog to
very good
to
dog.
Yeah. But he needs a walk, and somebody needs to remember to feed him, because old Rosie here, she sometimes finds that she puts some food on the hob and then she forgets about it and things like that. So it's just looking at how young people, if this was in their family or with someone they know, how could they support someone like Rosie? And so through her story, we then put the puppet down and we do what we call a D-roll, where we ask those poignant questions, just so they can reflect on these issues.
And I imagine the reaction is good, but some of the reaction may be from those children who have dementia already. You know, there is a relative with dementia in the family. Have you had that situation?
And actually a little girl yesterday was saying about how she wants to run away. She actually finds it quite frightening. We were working with, was it Year 6 yesterday?
It was Year 6, yeah.
And she was just saying that this is good, because it was actually the brain games for her that made her feel like she didn't have to run away. And there was another child in another workshop who was saying about the dog ran away, and he really related to these guys, because he was saying he didn't know whether to go and save the dog or to stay with his grandparent, because he knew they needed looking after too. So some of these youngsters really take the responsibility on board.
And it really helps just ground them, sort of, and make them understand the mindset of someone who might be going through something which is as difficult to deal with as dementia, but dealing with it tactfully as you can. And
just as a personal note, the two of you, you're gap year students, did you expect to be doing this in your gap year?
Well, with drama, you get thrown into everything and anything. Yeah. So it's great, though. It's a learning curve for us as well, because we've worked with people with dementia in workshops that we've done previously. So it's nice to sort of reflect that and our experiences onto the kids, and it's good. It's interesting.
We've had quite a lot of specialist training through the company as well. I mean, we just come from a voice workshop today, sort of building up our basic skills. It's not something you leave sort of school and think, oh, I fancy going and doing puppetry for kids in schools, but it's such a wonderful opportunity, and it's really great to give something back and sort of teach the kids something that they can really value and take away with them and apply to the modern community.
What are you going to be doing at the end of your gap year, as it were?
Hopefully going to university. If I get in this time round, I'll be going there.
Good. Yeah. Take the puppet with you. It will just open so many doors.
That's what I say.
They might love it.
Tasha, what are you...
hoping to get into drama college. Yeah. It's tough. But as long as you get your experience,
and this is fantastic.
Great experience for us.
Would you like them to have a little interact between the two?
Oh yes, go on then. Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
So imagine the scenario: we're in a doctor's surgery with both Arthur, the old man, and Alice, the teenager.
Oh golly, I've been waiting here for a good half hour. Didn't used to have to wait this long in my day. Excuse me, madam. Young lady. Hello.
What?
When are you seeing the doctor?
I don't know. 10:15?
Could you speak up, please?
10:15.
Oh, sorry. So, what music are you listening to on those headphones?
Why do you want to know?
I'm just making light conversation.
Dubstep.
What, the quick step? Oh, me and Marion used to love the quick step. Up, to the left and to the right. Oh, and a little bit of swing too. Mac the Knife and Mr.
Excuse me, mister. Some people are sick in the surgery, so you might want to keep it down, please.
Oh, sorry.
Well done.
Yeah.
Along comes the dog as well. Good old meatballs. Yeah, it's quite something. So, Joe, it continues the work.
Yes, we'd like as many schools to book us as possible. We would love to go in every school in Reading if we could, primary and secondary, and of course across West Berkshire as well. So at the moment we're booking all the schools in because this has to be completed by March. So although we're hot on the phones, any schools that would like to contact us, it's the hands-on company. Please get in touch.
Lovely. Good to speak to you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I mean all of you as well. Thank you very much. It's BBC Radio Berkshire.